Okay, recording some trade reviews here. I'm pretty behind by a few days, uh, but I'm not going to record or I'm not going to review every day. Like the past 3 days, I haven't been able to record. Today, I'm not going to really need to record. Anyway, the point is, I'm not a whole lot to review just because this new strategy that I've been learning is a very limited amount of time. Like there's a small time window when I trade it. So it goes by pretty quick and it's very straightforward. So this setup looks crazy. Just like the basic gist of it is that you find a range. You find a stock with a certain range to it in terms of how high or how low on average the price will go over a certain amount of days. And then you find all of these levels, which are basically just reversal points up or down. You mark them. And then 30 minutes before the open, you mark off the second to the last 30. God, I'm doing a terrible job at explaining this. Anyway, it's a strategy where you need to lots of levels and you mark off a 30-minute window before the open. And then if it breaks above that 30-minute window, you go long. You only take long trades. If it breaks below that 30-minute window, you only take short trades. And the rule is that when it crosses one of these pivot point levels, you enter and then you exit when it crosses another one. Some of these being so close together, you use some discretion as far as, how you actually want to enter and exit in there. But they're just quick scalps, basically. It's a scalping strategy off the open, typically with large caps. Large caps make a bit of a more predictable move. They're kind of easier to hold onto once they do start making a move. So anyway, there's all of these things. Anyway, this is a terrible explanation. I'm still learning it, so that's it's kind of I'm still wrapping my brain around it. But so far things are going good. This is the first day that I traded it. I got everything set up, and I'm in the simulator for now, doing simulated trading. So none of this will be real money for the foreseeable future. None of this will be real money. My account is actually too small to do shorting. So until I have an account that's large enough to trade the number of shares necessary on these high cap stocks to actually make money and to short as well, I'll be in the simulator, and that's fine. I'm excited about this strategy. The potential and promise that it shows is very, very appealing. So this first day, I'm just kind of getting my legs under me, and the big mistake that I made was bouncing around a lot. I had PLTR, Palantir, and uh, SMCI as the two candidates that I picked. And I should have just stuck with one. I was trying to do both at the same time. That was just not a good mistake. I don't know why I was thinking that. I was just like, oh, I can't decide which one is going to be good. They were both good candidates. There's a scan that you use to find the most, uh, appealing looking candidates. And then, and you pick one. I don't know what I was thinking being brand new to this strategy, trying to jump back and forth, but that did me in. So what it ended up happening was I ended up down on PLTR and up on SMCI. So I don't know, kind of a wash, even though I was up much less than I was on PLTR. You know, it would have worked. I think it would have worked out good if I would have just stuck just with one. So and the other thing too is that the Thinkorswim simulator is total dog shit. It sucks so bad. Most of the fills take like over a second in and out, so it's just like it totally messes up your timing. So some of these losses I could probably write off and attribute to just how nasty the timing was, the how nasty the Thinkorswim makes your timing. So I'll just skip through it. PLTR first couple of trades did okay. Then I got nasty fills on some, and I'm down. But also just kind of getting used to like when to enter, when to exit. You know, just being thrown off a little bit. You know, definitely took some losses that were purely my own fault. You know, I can't blame on Thinkorswim. So I was down. I got down pretty bad. At one point, it was down like 600. Then I started getting the feel for it a little bit better, and brought that to like down 161. I think almost 200, or maybe just over 200. And we'll see here in a minute. This isn't a super long video, so I'm just skimming through it. We don't need to go through every trade. I'm not going to try at this point. I'm not really trying to analyze every trade just because the rules are very straightforward. If it crosses over one of these, you enter, and you know, you try and hold it until it crosses another one. Obviously with some discretion in there, you want to use some common sense as far as what the price action is doing. And if the price action is doing something, if the patterns in the price action are doing something that contradicts the rules of the strategy, obviously you go with the price, what the price is telling you first. So kind of as I get more familiar with this, I'll probably dive more into the specifics of each trade, um, as you know, as needed. But this first day just was just kind of farting around. So yeah, I ended up like $20 on SMCI, and that it ended where I was negative over 300 on PLTR, but I know I kept trading and reduced it some. But then yesterday I traded it. I traded that same strategy and ended up. See, here's the range. It's set up for the 30 minutes prior to the open. You don't trade the first minute. So here it's still in this range. It's still within the breakout range. So you don't trade when it's in the breakout range. You wait for it to break below. See, look how terrible. I mean, I should have taken this a lot sooner, but it broke down so fast. I was almost maybe a little bit skeptical of jumping in this because when it breaks that fast, it's liable to just bounce on you. So oh, I was going long here. Oh, that's not correct. Not supposed to, you're not supposed to take a long trade. Okay, so that was a mistake. I don't know why I did that. I guess I was going for like a bounce, or maybe that was an accident. I don't know what was happening. Oh, right. So this is the other lame thing about Thinkorswim is they put an IRA account and it defaults to that for some reason, and you can't short in an IRA account. So the sell button, the short wasn't working, so I was testing the buy to see what was happening. Then I got it figured out. Okay, then I was on the roll. Okay, boom. So let's see. I wanted to see if I could, yeah, show here. Let's look at one of these fills. So this looks like it's going to be a good trade. It crosses that. Look at, oh my God, look how long. Look, it's still not filled. I was entering all the way up here at like a dollar, almost $1.40 or a dollar, 145. It goes all the way down and all the way up before it fills. Oh man. And then here I'm trying to exit. Look at that. I tried to cover again about what, when did I try and get that exit? Right about $1.45 again. It didn't get me out until I don't even know what, like over $1.45. That's just ridiculous. Anyway, like you can see, like when I try and sell, I'm up a dollar. I'm up 117, and it doesn't get me out until I'm only up 69. Like anyway. So I ended up losing money on that trade because the stupid simulator. Anyway, you that's just I'm not going to go through every trade. It's very frustrating to have to deal with that. I wish that they would just make every other platform simulator that I've ever used works great. I don't know why Thinkorswim has to be such crap. It's very frustrating. Anyway, this is where I stopped trading. The rules, I think, are that you only trade for half an hour. And I think that's because of here what typically happens at the open. You get like big spikes of volume, or you get a lot of volume right at the open, and then it starts petering off. And when the volume starts petering out, and you start getting into these like rangy situations with low volume, you can get chopped up real bad. So they don't want you trading through that for your own safety. They just suggest that you stop trading half an hour after. So yeah, up $1.68. That was cool. Then um then I did some live trading, and this um went not as well. Um KBSX. I mean, was this, well, let's see, where did I start looking at this? Oh man, I did not do good on this. I did so bad on this. Let's see, shoot, man, was I trading it that much, that far back? Okay, so first trade on it is in here. Yeah, so it looks like it's gonna break this level, like it's been going up. It's gone over VWAP, uh, bounced off of that basically VWAP, the 9 and the 20. So, I mean, this doesn't look like a bad trade, except the MACD is crossed against it, but it does look like it's starting to curl up. The volume is good. This looks like it should work. I think do I take a loss on this, or does it spring back up? It just keeps bumping that level, like around 278, 280. And it does, okay, it does eventually go over, and I finally just cut it at a 3-cent win. And then I managed to miss this breakout because I'm hesitant on it. now that I'm unsure about its ability to actually like make a decent move. So this was silly. I guess my justification is that now the MACD is starting to cross. This volume is starting to show um, some real resolution to it. I jump in and out for break even. I'm waiting to see if it's going to keep going. It does, and then for some reason I don't get in it again. That's what I was waiting for. I jumped out because I was worried that it was not going to hold. It did. It kept going. Ah. Then I tried to get this. This none of the. This is just not. This is not good trading. Like, what's going on here? I think it's going to continue through this level. Is that? I think that's my assumption. Is that it's going to continue through this level, even though we've got this big topping tail at this double top. That's not inspiring confidence. I think I was maybe feeling overconfident from the wins that I had made in the simulator. And, probably subconsciously I was thinking, I had like a little bit of an I got this, sort of feeling. So anyway, what is this? This ends up in another small loss. Okay, yeah. Then this one really jacked me. I think what I was going for here is a dip trade bouncing off of the 9. Where did I get in on this? Because I'm thinking it's holding. I'm thinking it's holding that level, and then it immediately starts flushing. And I held it for too long because I was just like, "What? No way, no way." I was maybe hoping. Terrible word to use when you're trading, but for some kind of like bottoming tail reversal. Blah 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 blah. Catch a tiny little bounce on that. It does go straight back up, and I don't get any of that until I jump in too late when it's rejected again. So, this is just classic terrible timing. Although I do get my loss up from like a dollar something to only 83 cents. So, and then 73 cents. So, yeah, I am working it. Okay. But then here I'm in at this triple top now, again with a bunch of topping tails. So I did good in through here, and then I'm expecting it to keep going because it does pop above that, but that's not a good time to get in. And now let's see, so I held through, I white knuckled this one because then I was way down past what, no, not, I guess not. I was like maybe just at like a 10-cent loss. And then it does come back up. And that actually ended up not being too terrible because it does like this insta flash. And then I get out. Now I'm only down 31 cents. And when I see the candle holding in here, like 315, it's holding above 3. I decided to get back in, and I think, oh, and okay, that was another good call. Yes, okay, and down 5 cents, but then it goes bad on me again. Down 4 cents, and I should have just paused there to wait to see what was going to happen because big topping tail doji, and this candle is not a breakout. It doesn't clear this $3.25 strong. So this was not, I should have waited to see what was going to happen. It needed a little pullback. I should have waited. Now I'm down 83 cents again, maybe a little bit frustrated. I see this bounce off of the 9, very strong reclaim. So I'm thinking it's going up. It does not. And then I'm down again, a dollar something, trying to catch these bounces now, starting to feel frustrated. Getting caught in the chop. Now I'm back up under a dollar, 68 cents. See, so I keep coming up very close, like so close to break even. I'll go down past a dollar, then come up close to break even. And then I get caught in this chop, caught in the chop. And here at one point it goes real bad. When I again think it's going to break that $3.25. And I think some of the frustration got the better of me because here, I think this is the one where I held it too long. Yeah, like I'm down. It's like right at the 10-cent stop. And I think here it does like a bad flush. I should have cut it a lot sooner, but I'm like, oh man, at $2? No, I don't want to get out at $2. And then I held it way down. Way, way, way down. Basically to max loss. And this, I don't know. I should have walked away there, but I'm just, of course, I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. It's done this before. It's ascending support. It's going to bounce on the VWAP. It does not. And then it does. And then let's see. I think at one point, was this it? I think, yeah, I caught some semi-decent trades here. Yeah, some pretty decent trading here. That bounce on the VWAP ended up working out. So that then I'm down $2.69. So, this was an okay trade to take. Even after this sell-off, it's at the VWAP. It's bounce on the VWAP, going up to VWAP, buying volumes coming in. I should have even just held it for longer because it was going. Then ADTX. Try and shave off a little bit more on KBSX. It doesn't look like it's going to work. ADTX starts making this big pump, which I don't get in soon enough. And then when I do get in, it does not sustain. And I think this was a loss. Yeah, this was a big loss that I held way too long. Rejected all the way back down. Now I'm at $4. With that plus the loss that I had taken on the other one, I'm basically double max loss at this point. And again, I can't stomach it. And I zoom out to see again ascending support, bounce off the 9 and the 12. Thinking, okay, my timing was just off there. I'm going to take one more trade and see if things are turning around here, because this looks like it should be a turnaround point. It does shoot up. And I think, was this the one that I just rode? Yeah, this was the one. This was a great trade. I think I added at one point. where did I originally get in here? Yeah, here at this bounce off of off of the 20 EMA, the 9 EMA is crossing back over. Volume is coming back in strong. It's above the VWAP, ascending support on the day. This is a trade that I would take any day of the week. Yes, I was feeling a bit of frustration. Yes, there had been a bit of the I can make it back mentality sinking in. Yes, I should have walked away, all of those things. I have to acknowledge and take accountability for all of those things. But this is still a good trade. I'm very lucky that this worked out because this totally cleaned up that whole loss and then some. I started with 5, added to 10, got out in the green 80 cents after being down $4. This did not make my day green because KBSX, I was down $2.69. So I ended the day, I think $1.69, down $1.69 or something. Oh, $1.89. Okay. So almost $2. But like bouncing back from double max loss to well under max loss, feel better about that. I did it by, let's not say breaking rules, let's say strongly bending some. Okay, that was yesterday. And then today, I didn't really do a lot of recording because all of pre-market was setting up for that strategy that I was reviewing earlier and then trading that. And I didn't record that because I was seeing if, by not recording, I could maybe improve some of the fills for Thinkorswim. I don't think that maybe it did a little bit, but marginally. I'm starting a spreadsheet, for, well, actually what I can do is I can show, I'll show this. Why not? I got, does it show? Oh yeah. 237 and 48, for about $2.85 profit. Simulated, but, and it's in 2 different accounts because for some reason it was letting me trade in that IRA. Oh, maybe that's because that's when I was doing longs. And then I had to switch over because I didn't notice that stupid account. And then I started doing shorts. Anyway, so yeah, that was the simulated trading for that, practicing that that new strategy. I'm keeping a Excel sheet to log my wins and losses. So one yesterday or day before. Yesterday yesterday was the first day that I started it, I think. No, day before yesterday. No. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's that. And then the live trading for today was 2 cents. I got in on this trade for BOWN. I thought it was going to break this level. Looked like a bit of a pivot here. It had confidently broken VWAP, even though there was this topping tail here. Confidently reclaimed that, but then it did another topping tail. But look at this volume. This volume is just power, man. Like that's great volume over VWAP. I don't know. Ascending support. Things just looked like they were going in the right direction. I thought this was going to break. So I took this trade thinking it was going to make a better pop than that, but it stalled out and I bailed just in time, made 2 cents, woohoo, and then flushed. And then I was just like, this thing is janky. Choppy, choppy, pop, choppy, choppy, pop, pop, pop. And I don't know, I didn't want to deal with that. I watched it for a long time thinking, oh, maybe no. Oh, maybe no. So I missed, this is classic. The chop throws me off, and so I missed the good runs. The chop throws me off, and I missed the good runs. Anyway, that's it.